Problem number 17. In this problem, we will talk about dairy farming, particularly about the dairy farmers and the dairy cows. Now the question is, describe ethical issues raised by the interest of dairy farmers as well as the ethical issues raised by the interest of dairy cows, and we want to know that whether these ethical issues are same in developing countries as well as in developed countries. यानी कि इस क्वेश्चन में हम ethical issues को डिस्कस करेंगे which are raised by the dairy farmers, well-being, autonomy and justice. In the same way, we will talk about the dairy cows' choice, justice and the well-being. क्या ये सारे ethical issues सेम हैं डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज और डेवलप कंट्रीज के या डिफरेंट हैं? सो द आंसर इज dairy farming is particularly concerned about the production of milk, and for that every year cow produce calf, जिसकी वजह से there is increased risk कि calf जो पैदा हो रहा है वो weak होगा. इसके अलावा मदर यानी कि maternal cow हर साल काफ को पैदा करने की वजह से देयर इज इंक्रीज रिस्क कि उसमें डेथ रेट बढ़ जाए बिकॉज ऑफ द इन्फेक्शन. इन द सेम वे काफ आल्सो फेस द इंक्रीज रिस्क ऑफ मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर्स, यानी कि मेटाबॉलिज्म से रिलेटेड जितने प्रॉब्लम्स अराइज होंगे उनको हम मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर्स कहते हैं. मेटाबॉलिज्म इज बेसिकली द सम ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शंस. सो if the problem arises in any one of the chemical reaction, it is known as metabolic disorder, maybe due to the absence of certain enzyme. Now, whatever we see in the market is that the fish, meat, poultry and even milk reaches to the market in an affordable and in a plentiful amount. Now for that, CIWF is controlling dairy farming. CIWF stands for Compassion in World Farming. It is basically an international organization. Now the purpose of CIWF is to provide a farming factory with certain restrictions or with certain rules ताकि लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एग्रीकल्चर सिस्टम को अडॉप्ट करें. इसके अलावा दे हैव टू लुक एट द डेयरी काउज एज वेल बिकॉज एनिमल्स हैव देयर ओन राइट्स. वी हैव टू केयर देम, वी हैव टू गिव सम राइट्स एज वेल एज अटेंशन. सो restrictions on farming factory is not only the function of CIWF, but it also deals with ending of all those technologies that impose suffering on farmed animals. Now, another problem is that for slaughter, usually animals have to travel a lot from one city to another, from one country to another. CIWF also put some restrictions on the prolonged animal transportation for slaughter. Now, what is the solution of all these ethical issues? Keep in mind that the balance of everything is affordable. So there must be a balance between animals, farmers and the environment. This is the best solution. But farmers, especially dairy farmers, still have to face the political challenges today. Now, if we talk about the farmer well-being, then for farmers there must be satisfactory income ताकि वो इससे ना सिर्फ अपना खर्चा उठा सकें बल्कि फार्मिंग और काउस का भी ध्यान रख सकें. Then the exercise of justice is very important, which is only possible through fair trade rules. अगर ट्रेड के रूल्स फेयर होंगे, only in such conditions farmer can provide satisfactory conditions to the farming facilities as well as to the cows. Then there must be hope that their products will be sold in the market. Now let's talk about the animals' well-being. always we talk about the rights, we talk about the care of the animals. Then there is also about the autonomy, that is the choice. Degree to which they engage themselves to the natural environment, they feel comfortable in the natural environment. And we also discuss about the health issues of the dairy cows in the well-being. Then justice only reside in the respect of their intrinsic value. So respect, attention, we have to take care of their emotions as well. Now, how to deal with these ethical problems? Mainly the ethical problems arises because of the consumers via retail trade. अगर उनको फार्मिंग डेयरी फार्मिंग से एक चीज़ सस्ती मिल रही है तो why they go towards the expensive thing. अगर वो ज़्यादा पे करें to the dairy farming और to the dairy farmers, इसके ज़रिए ना सिर्फ एनिमल वेलफेयर का ध्यान रखा जा सकता है बल्कि फार्मर्स की भी वेलबींग का ध्यान किया जा सकता है. Now issues are somewhat different in developing countries because developing countries are dependent on genetically modified organisms to control hunger and malnutrition. Now this affects the small scale dairy farmers. अगर genetically modified suppose crop या genetically modified organism farming के लिए बहुत successful है and the government got enough money, तो वो genetically modified organisms और उनसे डील होती हुई सारी चीज़ें यानी कि फीड्स, उनका फूड, उन सारों के लिए जो भी खर्चा आता है it is somewhat expensive. So government put all these expenses towards the genetically modified organisms and farmers get nothing.